Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I'm Matt. This is Matty Ice Reacts. Today we're back with another reaction video. And for today, we're returning to the band The Warning, and we're gonna finally check out another one of their documentaries. And this time it's gonna be the Mayday in the Making documentary, which is a playlist that is on their official channel. I figured now would be a really good time to learn more about the band and potentially their history and see more of the personal side, I guess, to these three ladies. And the timing works out perfectly because now we're in like the official countdown for the release of the new album, which will be out in 25 days, I believe. I think the release date's the 28th of this month, so really looking forward to it. I know this documentary has been highly requested, so I'm really looking forward to check this out with y'all. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just sit back and relax, put those headphones on, and enjoy the video.
Pelo bien.
Primero,
We are ready.
el nombre o de que los nombres individuales y luego la banda o al
No,
revés.
okay. Go,
Hi,
hi,
we're
we're
the
the
Warning.
Warning.
I'm
Yeah,
Daniela.
okay,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
that makes a lot more
Okay.
sense. Hi, I'm Daniela.
I'm Paulina. I'm Alejandra.
And we are the,
The
Warning.
Very nice.
This third album, I can honestly say with a lot of confidence, is that it's the best thing that we've ever done.
The new album, how to describe it?
It is so
The
cool.
Warning on steroids.
They can all play their instruments like no one I've ever seen. If you listen to this album, you know this is a rock band. It's not a female rock band or a young rock
Alright.
band. This is a rock band.
Probably the best rock band out there right now.
And then they brought the demos. I was like, you guys are kidding me. It's like, do you ever write a bad song? It's at another level. The Warning at another level.
And I mean, they don't write anything bad, at least not that I've heard.
Working on the album with David and Rick was a little bit nerve-wracking at first because we know what we want to hear.
I was really nervous that David was gonna be like, no, I hate all this and let's do something
No,
different.
that's
like,
impossible.
We were prepared to fight over our songs.
We literally told them, like, we are super peaky. Peaky.
Peaky. They're
You see
peaky.
how far you can push day one. And you started to talk about a song I didn't like. I said, I don't like this song. And I had three girls right up in my face together.
Yeah, don't
And
mess
they
with
talk
them,
in
right?
Spanish.
It's somewhere between like the buddy system and gang mentality, in my opinion. You know, they travel in a pack.
Damn right.
A gang of lionesses circling the prey.
I think
That's
that
too
if we
funny.
were not sisters, like this would have fallen apart so quickly.
Having three girls being amazing, talented musicians at such a young age, and then having those three girls be sisters and so connected, that doesn't happen.
I
No.
can't believe they're my
Yeah,
daughters. Like,
it's crazy.
what
Oh, their
moment
parents.
That happened. How?
Being in a band with your family is great. We experience everything as a family that it'd be weird like to experience it alone and then come to my family like, oh my god, this happened. No, it's like a thing. It happened to all of us. It always happens to all of us.
I'm used to being in a room for 3 months with a band. This instance, I've never experienced it before. I've never had the parents in the studio. And then their manager came. Now I've got the Guardians. I definitely didn't get to be me because I usually swear like a trooper and say all sorts of inappropriate things in the studio because nobody's filming me usually. I've never experienced anything like that, and I probably never will again the rest of my career.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, they're going to get where they want to go. They strike me as workaholics, and they're on a mission. I mean, this is their dream, this is their destiny, and they're going to do it.
Their best work yet. And that's not just because they're our daughters.
It's an amazing feeling. A big, big accomplishment for them.
I mean, they've been through David Bendeth boot camp.
Yep.
That's so funny.
I have never been so on time.
This does sound more like a synth.
Going once, going
Wow.
Damn.
What a
She can
performance.
sing.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What a voice.
Gambaré.
What a special voice you have. I hold a certain standard to the
Yeah.
records I make. Of course, they've almost earned a rite of passage in the sense that they've played on their record everything.
That's all them, you know. They did it, they played it, they killed
Dude,
it.
that
We
is
started
crazy.
working with
Like,
David.
that just
We
shows how
took it
awesome
to,
they
like, a
are.
whole new level, and we're so happy with the result. And I'm just super excited for it to be public and for people to listen to it and hear what people got to say, because I am so proud of what we did. So proud.
That is so cool. You want to talk about like high praise from people like I'm assuming that they're well known in the industry, right? And then just for them to comment of like how professional these young ladies are and like how talented and amazing they were is just truly remarkable. And yeah, I think that was the first time I've seen their parents too. So they seem like really sweet and humble people too. You know, I mean, that just makes complete sense, right? You know, like from what I could gather from these from these ladies, you know, they're just direct reflections of their parents. Like you could tell right away that they did an amazing job raising their kids. So really cool. Um, okay, so then I believe this is the second episode. I think they're called episodes. So, yep, this is the second one. So let's continue.
Hello, I am Paulina Villarreal. I am 18 years old. I am the drummer for the band The Warning. My name is Alejandra Villarreal. I'm from Monterrey, Mexico, and I'm the bass player for the band The Warning.
I'm Daniela Villarreal. I am the guitar player and lead singer of The Warning. So The Warning came to be in a very early stage of our lives. We started playing classical piano at a very young age. I think I was 6 and Pau was around 4.
It was a family environment of music.
We started playing the piano when we were very young. We started with like classical music, and then we bought this video game, Rock Band, the Rock Band.
The rock band.
Rock band.
Yep.
When we bought the game, that was the moment when we were like, hey, we want to do that.
We absolutely loved that video game. We played it all the time. I would just be like jumping around with my guitar. Pat would never let me play the drums because that was her thing and she was
Yep.
super good at it, and I was just like, no.
Don't touch your
When
kid.
we bought the game, I noticed Paulina, and she was like, like with so much coordination, and I told her like, look at Paulina.
But you need to take into account that I was like 6 years old at that time.
By next week, Paulina was in lessons.
The thing with Dani was she wanted the guitar because of the rock band, but we knew that it was gonna be difficult for her because she was 8 years old.
I asked my dad if I could play the guitar, and he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And he said 6 months. And by the week, I wanted to give up.
But
Aw.
she kept her promise, and by that time, she already started to love.
I was about 3 when we got the Rock Band, so I didn't actually play. She was a baby. Ale basically, when we were playing Rock
So
Band,
cute.
I was clapping next to us. I picked the bass when I was about like 6 or 7, and I was like, ooh, I want to play that. Don't know what it is, but I want to play it. And when she started playing the bass, we started like thinking like, hey,
Wow.
these instruments, like we can play them together. We were like, oh, these 3 instruments actually make up a band. So we're like, we can start playing together.
We said like, why we should play something together. And that was it.
That's so cool.
We had no idea that we were gonna do what we're doing today, like at all.
For us, the decision to upload videos on YouTube was just like, we're gonna send it to our grandparents. The file is too big, let's upload it on YouTube and send them the link.
But suddenly they started getting a lot of attention.
All of a sudden, it exploded.
Our parents really reminded us that like this was for the music and we could use that to start writing our own music. I think that was something that caused such a huge change in us, from just like, let's play for fun, to like, whoa, we're a band now.
Not everything comes without its sacrifices. It was tons of practice.
Suddenly, you're not just a normal little teenager who goes to school, does her homework. You're playing shows, you're playing in festivals, and you're playing in front of a lot of people. Something that maybe like a lot of people my age take for granted, like going to parties, going to school, even like people who like, oh my god, I need to wake up at like 6 a.m. and go to school every day, was something that like we couldn't do.
And I appreciate the support of my parents and all that they had to go through to get us to this point, because for them, it was just as hard.
As a parent, you never know
imagine.
which one is the right path. We wanted to support them, like any parent, just try to give them what makes them happy.
We usually compare it, what we're doing and what is happening and what could have happened. But as we started playing more shows and as more people started to show up, especially like at an international level, it was like that's where it really settled in. Like, whoa, like this is for real. We are so grateful
That's wild.
that we have the opportunity to be playing these shows, working this way, writing music. Like all these opportunities don't happen to a lot of people.
Thanks to all of that and all the sacrifice that we put through as a team, and not only us, but our parents and our management, everyone is just so incredible. And I'm very grateful, not only that we did it, but that we were able to overcome it.
Ooh, okay.
If we weren't in a band,
If we weren't in music in general. Because we always get out of that question, like, oh, it would be a song right now. Like, what would you do out of music?
Interesting.
Honestly, I think I would be a teacher.
A teacher.
A teacher.
That's
No,
nice.
you would be such a good
Yeah,
boss.
you'd be a good,
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I would like to write.
Yeah,
I'd be a good
You
writer.
would be a writer.
I would have to do
Definitely.
something creatively. I couldn't.
Yeah.
No, like a job office. I honestly have no idea.
I think you would be a good model.
Oh, you gotta think of something. A model.
I'm
Yeah.
not really good at posing, but you know, you
think you all made that comment
work on
before
that. The height,
already.
you got the face. Carabono.
That's too funny. Okay, now the comments make sense though. When you guys say that Allie's the model, so oh man, that's too funny. Yeah, that's just so crazy. Just to think that all this really started from Rock Band. Like, I sucked at the game, you know, that Guitar Hero. I mean, I wasn't that good growing up, but that's just so wild that they started doing that so early, and just the rest is history. It's just totally unbelievable. Just absolutely crazy. Anyway, all right, so let's go on to the third one.
Describe each other. Okay, let's do Pal first.
Creative.
Outspoken.
She's a spark,
She can also be a bit loud,
the life of the party.
energetic.
Great drummer, great singer.
She really drives what's happening.
She goes completely on passion.
Pal is such a fan of music.
Drummer, singer, writer, composer.
Alpha, right in your face.
But she's so lovable.
I'm gonna take everything as a compliment. You. How would I describe myself though?
LA is so humble and so talented. She's technically incredible.
She can hang with the best of them.
Very bold.
She's observant and very persistent.
You are scary at times, but that is very useful.
Yo, Allie with the eye rolls. She's the most reserved, but to be honest, she may be the most animated.
You, Danny, you're very.
That's so funny.
Older sister, protector. The same as she asks of herself, which is a lot, she asks of the team.
Disciplined, persistent.
She's a sweetheart.
She's honestly super nice. Like, I don't know how she does it.
She's the heart.
Very, very passionate.
She's a boss.
Danny is a powerhouse front woman.
I mean, she's up there with the top voices of female rockers.
The beacon of light in the dark.
Wow, that's such a great compliment.
See?
So nice.
And now you got it. I'm scary.
just such goofballs.
Jumping from covers to like writing our own music was, I think it came very naturally.
Pau has been writing songs since she was like, I don't know, maybe even 5. We will be like, I don't know, making lemonade. She was like, making lemonade.
We started writing as like a little experiment, and our first EP was basically those little experiments.
Our main focus for writing is rock and roll, but that doesn't mean that we don't listen or learn from any other genres.
I listen
for
to a
sure,
lot of K-pop,
yeah.
and I also listen to a lot of Japanese rock since it's so different. I listen to a lot of classical music, I listen to a lot of alternative music, I listen to a lot of K-pop.
I love rock and roll for its energy, and I wouldn't change that for our band, but it's great also to learn from all the different types of music that there's all around the world.
Good. I really liked it. The chorus is really good, and I think that one of the best things about this is that you put really quick melodies that go up and down very quickly, and in like Korean language, like that works so well because they have like so many like syllables.
Creatively, it's all them. The way they work is they start writing and composing, and then they get together, then they rehearse, and they don't show us anything.
As for what we speak about in our songs, well, most of the times they come from Pau's brain, and we're just like, that's genius, and we kind of tweak it out and make the song appropriate to that feeling that we're talking about.
So I usually just sit on the piano and I just play something until something comes out. And then I show Danny and Ali the song. I try to pitch it as best as I can, so they're like, oh my god, that's a great song, let's work on it.
Pau's the one who has like that muscle, that creativity to just like create little words out of nowhere.
We start working on it. We start adding the drums, the guitars, the bass, and we're all very involved in that process. And it's really fun because I know I play the bass, but I don't do my bass parts alone. Like, Paul helps me and Danny helps me, and it's the same for the drums, the vocals, and the guitars.
Since we are very, very opinionated, we like to be in each and every part of the process. So we're doing bass lines, we're all there. Each second.
Great teamwork, right?
We're all very involved in every part of the process, which I think makes every song unique, and it sounds like us. Honestly, we get along so well, but the only moments where we have like fights is when we're writing, because we have such different opinions about what a song should be. It's up to votes.
That would make sense.
2 people, you win.
We work really, really well because we have this honesty to our communication.
We do have like that clear line between like bandmates and sisters. You need to look at it as like what's best for the band, and not like, oh my god, like you're turning your back on me, like I'm your sister. No.
I mean,
like,
that's got to be
Seeing
tough
them
in a lot of
studio
ways.
interact as bandmates and as sisters was really cool. It's just such a deeper level of connection. They know exactly what they need to do to support each other in all situations. When someone's cutting a vocal or when someone's cutting a guitar, like if it's going well or if there's hesitation, there's just like that sister connection. Was so cool to see that level of support.
They're sisters. I don't know how else to put it. It's like obvious that they're sisters, that they have each other's back, they finish each other's sentences, or they say the same thing at the same time.
When you're in a band, it's like you can break up. If this band were to disband, like they're still going to be sisters, and no matter how heated or how big of a deal any of this is to any of us, I don't think it's more important than their family to them.
I'm so glad that we started writing our own music, because there's like nothing that I love more. That's what we like doing the most, inspiring people with our own music.
And I have found out that my
They've
comfort
inspired
zone is
a
writing
lot of people.
from the heart. It's literally, if I'm feeling a very strong emotion, the song comes out.
Technology played a
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good one. That really went over the really just showed like the bond and the strong relationship that they have with each other. And I mean, I imagine that must be kind of difficult to do in a way. You know, it's like if you have like disagreements or whatever, it's like that has to be kind of, I would imagine, my opinion, that must be tough to try to work things through and try to figure out what would be best for the band without letting emotions get involved. But it just sounds like, for what everybody was saying, that their bond is just absolutely incredible. And it just seems like they don't really have, you know, as many of those issues, for what it sounds like. But Yeah, I mean, just really interesting. Like, just the more and more I learn about these young ladies, like, just the more I'm just fascinated but not surprised at the same time. Like, they're just like they're just simply amazing. There's really nothing much else to say, really. All right, let's continue on with the next one.
Huge part in our
S-
band. We became
Entering
known
the
because
rock
of a
world.
YouTube video.
Social media is such a big part for us as a band, and
Mhm.
without social media, we wouldn't have reached all those people who listen to our music right now.
Honestly, don't know how they do what they do, but I know that the numbers don't lie.
When it comes to going viral at the age that they did, they've had a head start building this social media and online presence that people would pay millions to obtain.
That's an amazing thing to see. I mean, to have this type of fan dedication and loyalty this
Yeah.
early is, it's really impressive.
Very
And
passionate
it
fan
speaks
base,
to
too.
the fact that their music really touches people.
And it's all because of like
When you
who
start
they
out in
are,
music,
you know?
the first thing that you think about, it's not really like, how am I going to manage my social media? It's the last thing that you're thinking of.
When I first met them, they had already gone viral because they were uploading videos of them doing covers and practicing music so that their grandparents could see it.
When the attention came in, it was like pretty shocking.
What we did as a team was land it with a proper strategy and a vision. We all talk about what we're doing in social media every day.
It is like a lot to do, but honestly, like it helps us a lot.
Thank you, patrons. Shout out to all of you. You are awesome.
You know, this community and friendships have been, forged all over the world.
We're always thinking of new ways to create new content for them.
And even if it just was like one person, it means something to them. That's an incredible feeling.
I think that they just feel like more responsibility to their audience, to their fans. They're constantly evolving and working more for them.
It can kind of be intimidating as our fan base grows. It's very hard not to think about what other people might think.
To think like I kind of need to be perfect. I mean, being a like woman in rock is a whole thing.
We have gone through a lot of different experiences, mostly on stage, where we would get these looks like, what are these little girls gonna do?
Yeah.
Treatment was sometimes very, very different.
They learned
the
really
staff
quick
would
who
treat
they
you
are.
different, the bands would treat you different. I remember going at festivals when I was like 11. People would look at us like, oh, what are they gonna do here? Suddenly we started playing and everyone was just like shocked by what we did, and I was like, yeah, people
Probably
really
the best
don't
act
expect
there,
a lot
too.
out of you because they're not used to seeing women on these stages.
It is very nerve-wracking to go out in front of everyone and be that vulnerable. You see, like, this is me, this is what I do. Do you like it?
It's not easy for them being young, being female in a rock genre, and I think they're gonna bring change to that.
The most important thing in what we do is to just stay true to ourselves.
I'm really
Yeah,
proud
for sure.
that this is a group of girls. I think there's so much talented female musicians out there, but historically they've been underrepresented in rock and roll. I don't really know what the reason is, but if I can be a part of helping to bring that energy to the forefront, then that's what I want to do.
You know, in such a male-dominated field, to see not only three women but three sisters playing rock music, it was awesome.
it truly
Also
is
being a
special.
father of two daughters, it was inspiring to see that too. It's something I wanted them to see.
We step up our game just to prove we belong here.
Rock and roll and music in general is for everyone to enjoy.
It doesn't matter who's playing the music. If you like it and if it's good and if you think it's good, that's what matters.
They are the future of rock and roll.
Playing rock and roll, like, there's no energy equal to that.
To see like all these people that are from all around the world, some of them are older, some of them are younger, how they all just connect like through the power of music.
And it's so fun to see people having fun with you. It's just like a big party.
When young girls reach out to us, it's the most satisfying feeling ever.
You can
Yeah,
feel it.
that's
When
amazing.
people tell you what your music means to them. It's such an indescribable feeling.
Like when someone comes up to you in the meet and greet and they're like, I started playing the drums because of you. Oh my god, like you feel like crying. It shows that anyone can do what we're doing.
It's easy for people to blow up on the internet and kind of not act like it's a thing, but these girls, they dedicate time every day to try and make sure that someone in their fan group or their whole fan group has an experience.
There are so many people that follow us and listen to our music. If I am just able to keep doing what I'm doing right now and keep touching like people's hearts this way, I'm happy.
I really, really love what I do, and I'm very grateful that all of you have given me the chance to prove it and to be it and to share it with you.
We had never
See, that's just one of the things that I noticed immediately with these ladies. Like they just seem so down to earth and so humble, and they're doing everything right. It's just outstanding. Just seeing, like how they were raised, where they come from, and just their mentality about how they go about putting, I guess, in a way, like the fans first, just not just seeing how humble they are is it just confirms to me like that's probably one of the biggest reasons why they have such a strong connection with their fans, right? Like us as fans, it's like we could tell if somebody's genuine or not. You know what I mean? And like you could just tell that these girls, they just love what they do and they love their fans, with such passion. And I think that that's what really makes the connection so strong and why they have such a huge following, with a lot of with a lot of people that really, I'm sure that they've started following them since day one, since they really went viral, right? So that connection's even stronger, in my opinion. I know I'm kind of late to the party, but you know what I mean? Better late than never. Like I'm so glad that I I discovered this band through you all. Just simply amazing.
really worked with people outside of like our trusted group.
My first actual personal interaction was when I met them. They were playing 2 sold-out nights at Mercury Lounge, and I came the first night and checked it out and was so blown away. I came back the second night with Jason Flom.
Devin O'Connor, our senior A&R person at Lava, she invited me to go to a show at the Mercury Lounge. And I think it was a cold winter's night. And I've been to the Mercury Lounge too many times in my life, but I went and my head exploded.
I've been there.
Going from being an independent band to a signed band, it's a very big change.
Because we had been independent since we started and we had been doing really well.
For years, we've always kind of seen where the band is going independently. We started seeing this growth, and we would ask ourselves, it's like, how far can we take it ourselves? And then when is it time to start searching for partners?
We just didn't want to sign with someone who would take control over our music. When
Right.
Lava approached, it was just like an amazing opportunity for us.
The Warning had great touring numbers, great Spotify numbers, great social media interaction. Their fans are diehard. But first and foremost, the most important part is the music, and the music blew me away.
At Lava, we like to sign great artists. It's really a simple criteria.
When we were approached by Lava, we dove in and definitely found very clear pattern. It was the same sound and look before Jason got him than after.
When they actually reached out to us, we couldn't believe it. And me being an amazing, like a big Paramore fan, I was just like, wow, Jesus love this cover. Oh wow.
But when we started talking with Lava, we clicked. We were on the same page. I knew that this was the step that we had to take, that we would be able to be on another level now.
It took a long time.
We were negotiating for 7 months.
But we
Wow.
finally did it.
Signing with Lava was like a game changer for us.
Complete game changer.
When we signed, it was it was just such a big relief.
And now, with the whole Lava team behind us, I feel super powerful.
Honestly, I am so grateful.
We're this super strong team.
Being the first rock band in Latin American history to sign with a US major record label definitely has to be.
Oh,
my
wow,
personal
that's
life. And
cool.
every grain of sand that I contributed to that is something that I'll cherish forever. That's one for the books.
Oh no, for sure. I didn't realize that.
Signed, we've gotten like so many opportunities. Like we got to record our 3rd album during a pandemic.
With the power of a record label, we can make songs for different artists. We can get our songs in movies or anything. Like the possibilities are endless. Our earliest goals for the band. Like, we're gonna learn this song and we're gonna rock it. We're gonna be on time. I mean, those are still goals. But as we grew, like, up until now, our goals have changed drastically.
I would just really love to play all over the world and like have my music reach out to like as many people as possible.
And we would love to, you know, go on a world tour, get our music everywhere, and just kind of like share that love for music that we have wherever we can.
I can envision a stadium full of fans rocking out to The Warning. If we were able to help make that happen, it would be, you know, just it would just be magical.
Future hope for the band is world domination.
Yeah, we want to tour the world. We want to melt faces, rock out on stage.
Oh, yeah.
We want to
They do.
break stereotypes and show the world that dreams do come true.
My goal for them is that they become the biggest band in the world. You know, it sounds crazy, but it's actually possible. It's going to take a ton of hard
for
work.
sure.
And it's also going to take some lucky breaks. At the end of the day, I think that that is within the realm of possibility. There's no reason that they can't do that.
Our favorite place we traveled as a band, I think we have each one different in mind. Okay, let's just say it at the same time and see if it matches up.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Argentina!
Ah! Wow! We got
Argentina.
It was
Yes.
awesome. It was such a great tour.
It was our first time having like such a long tour.
We
2
were-
weeks. It was like 2 weeks. It was a 2-week tour with
It was our first
Educativa,
time there.
and it was amazing.
It was
Honestly,
Wow.
I'm dying to go back to Argentina. The energy
It's
the
so different.
Argentina like public has, wow,
We
awesome.
miss you guys.
That's so cool.
COVID.
All
Once
right,
we
6-1.
signed with Lava, we didn't want to lose any time.
The band was about to go on a tour, and then COVID hit, so everything that they were working on got canceled. And so they shifted
That just
the
screwed
target
everything up.
immediately to, okay, we're going to make the record now.
And David Bendith was a name that crossed between options that they brought to the table and options that we had seen. Really quickly, it became, okay, let's get him on a Zoom.
We had a Zoom call with him. Like there was just like a connection. We shared the same vision. We were actually very excited, very nervous as well because we knew it was going to be like tough.
Teenagers are different than any other band. You know, they're very pliable.
We were really nervous. Looking back on that call, David was also nervous. Like we see it, and I was like, "Why were you nervous? Like we were shaking. You are David Bendith."
That's wild.
Making an album in the middle of a global pandemic was a very unique experience.
We started lockdown on March. We had not left our house until September. We were really respectful of like the safety of it all.
Obviously, it was COVID, and the first thoughts across my mind were, how is this going to work? But what we did was we were in the bubble.
We decided after a lot of conversations about it that we were going to record it in New Jersey.
We did COVID testing, we traveled with seat covers and masks and face shields and gloves, antibacterial and sprays and wiping.
Just crazy.
Nobody on our team got COVID. We were all very careful and very professional. And I think, you know, that just makes this album that much more special.
We were just in a little bubble all the time.
I think it kept us really in the zone.
It was definitely scary starting at first because of course the questions come up of maybe if we wait another month, things will be safer. But it ultimately came down to the fact that the music was ready and it feels urgent, it feels relevant. We want to put this music out.
Working with David and Rick was a very new experience for us. Actually never worked like this much with people who only talk in English.
Their English is amazing. My Spanish is absolutely awful.
Definitely
The
is,
one
yeah.
time that I brought up a mispronunciation, I can't remember if it was Danny or Pau. One of them said something and I jumped on it. And you just hear Allie from the back, your Spanish sucks. You gotta watch out. You don't know who's waiting in the wings to get you.
That's funny.
This third album, I am so proud of what we did with it.
It came out very generational, very social. More than anything, I think we want to call out people to think.
It's about Gen Z, it's about technology, it's about communication. The new album is the world from the Warning's perspective.
Since we evolved as people, we changed, our views of the world changed, we grew up. I think our writing and our music changed and grew as well.
In this instance, you could tell that each one of them had spent time honing their craft and practicing. I saw a crack in the door where I could push them and I could Open a world to them where they can be less rigid, even though it's tough and they don't like it. They're built to withstand it, and so you could push them. And so I did.
It was great to see how our different opinions meshed and became this great album.
We like really stepped out of our little box of songwriting.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, there was moments when it was extremely tense.
It was sometimes like, David, like that's not how it is right now. And David was like, well, this is how it should be. And we're like, ah! We had a lot of conversations about how to meet a healthy middle.
I guess the best way to say it's how you come back from that determines how much you've grown.
Working with them was incredible, and we all got to learn so much from the process. I feel super confident about the next steps I'm taking as a musician because I got to learn from the pros.
All the work
It's a great experience, right?
It was amazing.
I already missed them. We were with them for like so long. It was an amazing experience.
I hope that this record goes platinum and we all have plaques on our walls. You know, as far as for the band, I wish them all the success in the world.
We know that we have much to learn every single day. There's always something more.
My dreams and goals for them is for them to grow as players, to keep writing songs. But my biggest goal for them would be to stay in touch with who they are and never lose that.
Our
Definitely.
love for what we do is so real and it's so big. Like, why have we worked so hard for so long to just stop here?
Satanio, día exitoso.
Oh, that's so funny. All right. Yep. So that was the documentary for Mayday in the Making by The Warning. All right, so that was the Warnings documentary series, Mayday in the Making. All right, let's talk about it. I am so glad that you all suggested and recommended that, for me to check out. That was truly amazing. Really being able to get a behind the scenes glimpse of not only how awesome these ladies are, how professional they are, getting to understand like their work ethic. And it was just truly awesome. And then you could just tell that whoever they meet or work with, they just get like so much respect and love from everybody that they that they meet and that they work with. It's truly amazing. And and I think that that's still probably one of the biggest things that gravitated myself, towards this band is just seeing how sweet and humble and kind that they really are. They're just genuine people. And like to me, that is just so cool. You don't really it's pretty rare to find that, it seems like nowadays. I mean, I'm so glad that we were able to check out that documentary. If there are other documentaries out there by about this band, let me know in the comments and keep those suggestions coming of what you want me to check out next. Um, I know that we still have a lot to go through for this band, and I can't wait to explore more of this awesome band with you all. And I am definitely counting down the days to August 28th for the new record, for the new album to come out. So it just needs to hurry up and get here already. I'm getting pretty antsy. So, all right. If you enjoy the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I appreciate you all taking time out of your day and checking out this video. And then, yeah, I can't wait to spend more time with you all and continue on this journey of exploring this wonderful, wonderful band. All right, until next time, I'm Matt. This is Matty Ice Reacts, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, YouTube. Talk to you later. Bye.